Ooh, let's do it. This is tough. This is
So
tough.
last
Let's do it.
topic is the team of the season, people, in the Premier League. Go bold and smash the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel because this is such a big topic, okay? And look, let's start with the keeper.
Oh my gosh.
Woo!
I think we both have the same keeper? Because I think we're both pretty practical here. Obviously the logical choice here is either Allison or Ederson, but we are not going to be logical. You and I are both going to say
José Sa, the best
There you go.
goalkeeper in the Premier League this season.
Yeah.
The stats don't lie, right, Breton?
No, they don't. And he's goals prevented by like far and away top. And I get it. Allison and Ederson have been, I wouldn't say flawless, but they've been phenomenal for Manchester City, for Liverpool. I think Allison now takes the lead with 19 clean sheets on the season. Maybe it's 19 for Ederson too. But anyway, Jose Sa, or sorry, you have to say it because you're Portuguese and it sounds much better when you say it. But 28 goals conceded. He's got 11 clean sheets. It's the fourth best defense in the league. And Wolves, you know, they're middle of the table. They've outperformed, and the expectation that people had of Wolves falling further down the table because Rui Patricio was off to AS Roma and this guy was coming in. It is why I wore the Olympiacos. You called it the moment you saw me. You knew my goalkeeper pick. But Jose Sa, I think he deserves it. I think Mendy kind of played his way out of contention here in the Premier League as of late. And the only other one that I feel like would be here maybe was De Gea. Because goals prevented, he's been stellar for a really crappy United team this year.
And I'll shout out, this is gonna be surreal if you watch FC Wonderkid since like the start of the season. I'm gonna shout Ramsdale because the defense of Arsenal has a leader. Gabriel is being wonderful, but Ramsdale. So Ramsdale, keep doing you. It's going really well. But I'll put José Sa too. I'll put José Sa. So I'll go with the left back first. João Cancelo. Okay, for me. The best left back in the world in form right now. Okay? João Cancelo. And with that, I think it makes it simple. The amounts of assists, the creativity. Like Klopp has that relationship with Trent, I think Guardiola is very proud of having Cancelo in his team. And it's fantastic to see because Juventus wanted to get rid of Cancelo and Guardiola wanted him. So seeing what's happening, it's no surprise for who knew João Cancelo's potential. So yeah, keep doing you, Cancelo, and yeah, he's my left back choice.
Okay. I wrestled with this. I just think the second half of the season that Andrew Robertson has had, my left back is Andrew Robertson. All right. So Robbo gets the left back nod, and it's mostly because he just hit double digits in assists for the season. We sit here, we talk about Alexander Arnold all the time, about his successful crosses, about his delivery, about this, about that. Robbo's right up there.
True.
He's right up there, right? Progressive passes. He's just as much a part. His defending has actually gotten much better. And I just love the tenacity. There's no doubt that Cancelo could also, in my mind, get this nod. I just felt that Robertson is just absolutely massive to them, and like they're right up there, Cancelo and Robertson together. So I had to go with Robbo.
I had Cancelo right, but at the down I had Robertson too. So it's like it's more than it's understandable if you're like both ballers. So center back duo. Woo!
Yes.
I think. Look, I went safe here, and I went for the two that I think were the best this season. But I could have gone bold a bit. Virgil van Dijk and Rudiger. Okay, I think these two, being the last season of Rudiger, I was like, okay, man, let me put him in the team of the season, definitely, because he's got to be. And Virgil van Dijk. Look, I know there's a couple of people I can put there that can get a shout. Like, I'd say Laporte, maybe. I won't say Ruben Diaz, of course, because that injury. I think the consistency. So I give it to Virgil van Dijk and Rudiger. That's my center back duo.
I am kind of shocked. I thought you'd throw a City guy in there, but they've been working a little bit kind of by committee. I mean, Stones has been great. Laporte, I think you're right, has been the best of the three. Ruben Diaz probably would be there if he wasn't injured. But
Exactly.
I don't know what to say, man. We're 100%. My center back duo is Antonio Rudiger and Virgil van Dijk, and I have one stat, even though there are multiple stats. Maybe I put them in like the comments or something so people know why I picked who I picked. But Virgil van Dijk, Antonio Rudiger was. There are stats that support it, but Antonio Rudiger, I mean, you just see him. He is. I like to call him bull in the china shop, right? And he makes those runs. It's sometimes he even looks like a libero out there, just going insane. And I love it. But Virgil van Dijk, Liverpool is 61 goals to the good when VDV is on the pitch. Another shout could be for Joel Matip, but when Joel Matip is on the field with him or, with somebody else like Konate, it's 50. Okay, so there's an 11 goal differential to the good when VDV is on the pitch, and he leads the Premier League in that. They score more goals when VDV's there, and they let less up when VDV's there. So if you just take that on its face, Virgil van Dijk, he might not be back to his primo, prime time Virgil van Dijk form, but he has been everything Liverpool has needed this year. Van Dijk, man. Rudiger and Van Dijk are my center back pairing.
And with the right back, I think we have the same two. Trent Alexander-Arnold, right?
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Reece James and some others, Kyle Walker, but Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah,
what else is there to say?
He gets my choice. So at our defense right now, it's all the same. Jose, Trent, Rudiger, Virgil van Dijk, and Cancel. So the three in midfield. Did you go bold, Bretson?
I did not. I did not go bold. Actually, I did. I did go bold. I went bold in one place. I went bold in one place. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. I think. Okay, my midfield is Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and Declan Rice.
You put Bernardo.
I did. And when I watch City games, my mind, my eyes just gravitate towards Bernardo Silva.
Understandable.
Okay. It's the quality. Sometimes it's not on the stat sheet. Most of the times it actually is on the stat sheet, but he is the heartbeat in many respects of what City tries to get done. And while it doesn't show up in a 20 assist season or a 20 goal season, we all know how important Bernardo Silva is to the fabric of Manchester City. KDB's second half of this season has been amazing. I know that he barely played the first half, or there were a lot of injury layoffs, but when he plays, he's just amazing. Obviously, I wanted to put like a Conor Gallagher, but I'm not going to do that. That's way too bold. But I wound up putting Declan Rice. Okay, I put Declan Rice because he's been top tier in like mucking up the passing lanes, interceptions. Manages to jumpstart the attack with progressive passes. It's not just I'm going to pass back for safety. He's top decile in passes into the final third, both short, medium, and long passes. He's super tidy, and he's 23, and this guy is like every bit the captain. He's like, he's one of the most coveted transfer targets of this offseason for a reason, and he's the biggest reason why West Ham, in my opinion, is where they are right now in the table. So there's obvious exclusions here. Rodri for City, but I had to pick Declan Rice for what he's done, how far he's punched above the weight expected of him, and how professional he is at the age of 23. Man, I mean, it's impressive. So for me, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Declan Rice. That's my midfield. Yours.
You said it's way too bold, but guess what I did?
You put Gallagher?
Yeah, I did. My midfield has De Bruyne, Conor Gallagher, and Declan Rice. My shout would be Bowen.
Wow.
Bowen was the player I was a bit like, but I can't leave out De Bruyne because De Bruyne is the sauce of City. Like the big games, like that game against Liverpool, without De Bruyne, they would have lost to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
That justifies De Bruyne 500k a month. A week,
For
sorry.
sure.
A week,
Oh
not a
yeah.
month.
Look,
Rice,
week.
I agree with you. The captain, the leader, the motor, the engine of West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I completely agree. Conor Gallagher, though. I wanted to shout him out because I think Conor Gallagher, the fact that he plays the same way he plays for England, the same way he plays for Crystal Palace. And I see that the potential you were seeing, I see it now too. I honestly think Conor Gallagher is going to be one of the best midfielders in the next 5 years, maybe in the Prem, if he stays. That's how good.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happens after Crystal Palace with all after this situation with Chelsea. So
Right.
I want to give him this shout for the team of the season because he was so surprising to me and so impressive. And my other shout is a youngster, Olise. Just gonna give a shout to Olise. Just gonna give a shout to Olise. So
That's a solid shout. That's a solid shout. I mean, for older shouts, I think we could say like Fabinho maybe deserves a shout.
No. Yes. No, yeah, Thiago. No, Coutinho, Bruno Guimarães now. Like
so many.
So Eriksen. No, I was just going a bit bold with Olise.
but also on Wolves, Ruben Neves. He's had a hell of a season. It's been a little different of a season. But one I definitely want to shout because he just put another banger in the net the other day. And I know Southampton has fallen by the wayside as of late, but James Ward-Prowse, man, he's got a skill set that I am so surprised that he is still at Southampton. And I don't mean that as a knock against Southampton, but James Ward-Prowse has a skill set that is world class. Dead balls. Somebody needs to snap him up and give him a larger stage from which to play his game.
But where to?
Because
where
I know
it's in the Prem. But where to?
Newcastle.
It would be Arsenal.
They got Guimarães.
Arsenal needs that position, right? But
yeah,
I won't think. I don't recommend Arsenal to IM up, considering what they can get instead. But
sure.
Like I like Ward-Prowse as I mentioned, but Newcastle, you said a great mention. Love it.
Yeah.
Ward-Prowse with Newcastle.
Could happen.
That'd be really good. So now front trio. It's the bold time now, people. It's so difficult. You got so many options for the front trio, and I know everybody's dying to know if I put Križ, right? Because Križ, he's inevitable. Križ has 24 starts, 16 goals, 3 assists for Man United this season with that team. And that doesn't work for him the correct way because Cristiano Ronaldo is a system player, just like Lionel Messi is, in my opinion. But my front trio, I'm going to say Heung-min Son, Diogo Jota, and Mo Salah. Because, this front trio playing, like, it would be ridiculous just seeing them. But, like, switching up positions in the front trio, it would be a madness. And I have to put Jota in my front trio. I have to. Kane would have been if Kane would have started this season with the form that I'm seeing Harry Kane right now. Not in the last game, but right now. Like, so, that's my front trio.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I have nothing else. I have nothing else to say. I have the exact same front three. So you can just put a heading that says Alex and Breton's front three for the best 11 for the Premier League season. I mean,
but
the only thing I got to say, Mo Salah with the AFCON absence, Diogo Jota plugged a gap. He got hot at the right time. He was much needed, and he has continued. He has continued to be consistent. And while, yes, I know Luis Diaz is in there now, but like Salah and Jota has really picked up a lot of slack. He's allowed for Salah not to play at his best at all times. He's allowed for Sadio Mane to have a couple anonymous games. Diogo Jota gets on the end of things. He's great aerially, which is shocking because he's not that tall.
Tiny,
he gets on the end of things. He's that. I already said that. I'm just very impressed with what he's put together this season for Liverpool, even considering the attacking caliber that Liverpool has at their disposal. If he has a bad stretch of games, he could be benched and not see a lot of time, but he has continued time and time and again to get timely goals for them. So I've got Son on the left, Jota playing a false nine or actually striker, and I've got Salah on the right. And we got to remember, Mo Salah's numbers are with that AFCON absence. Okay. But obviously the largest shout out, you understandably shouted out Ronaldo. We shouted out Bowen in the midfield. I have to shout out Sadio Mane because if you look at statistics, non-penalty expected goals leader. Okay. He is ahead of everyone.
But Son.
In the Premier League. Right. Is it but Son? Maybe. But he's definitely ahead of Jota and he's definitely ahead of Salah. Okay. So non-penalty expected goals leader. Sadio Mane, if you factor in the AFCON absence and what that would have done to Mane's numbers, I wouldn't even say he's had the best year, and he is still incredible for Liverpool. So still couldn't crack that top 3.
Great shout. It's because the Prem is completely stacked. And I just want to say this because it's going to be on tape. I believe 24th of April, Jota's in my 4-3. By the 22nd of June, that is the last Premier League game, I think Cristiano Ronaldo will be in my team of the season. Because I don't want to, I believe something can happen and I want to put it out. He might have to be in the team of the season because of the end stretch. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, so why'd we do this then? No, there's always a flurry of games, but obviously it is the.
I get you.
But we'll update this. I think we also have to do a U23 one at some point. But hey, man,
some shouts.
Yeah, and I am shocked that we had as much parallels, as many as we did, because but you're Conor Gallagher. I love it. I love it. That is bold.
I just wanted to give a bit of sauce with the Crystal Palace season with Vieira, because we called it in the season predictions that Crystal Palace was gonna be a surprise. So if you don't believe us, go watch the tape. So people, tell us down below anything. Tell us down below your team of the season for the Premier League. Go bold. Feel free to say your predictions and leave a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, people.